Welcome to Thomas.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for coming. And I really like seeing how you guys are not really trusting me on this talk. You're leaning to this side more than that. I really hope you're gonna stick around though. I hope I don't disappoint you too much. So, yeah, Web3 games are cringe. This is what people from outside of the bubble usually think about Web3, and I really hope I can, if not change your mind, maybe open it up a little bit to hopefully have an open heart as we move forward. I'm Tumosa, and let's begin. A little bit about myself. I've been in Web3 for around 3 years now. Moved from the regular, I started as a VR game developer and then moved over to Web3 because I found that here in all those games, everybody's making the same Steam pages, each page is doing the wish lists. And I thought there's something more. Everybody's making the same games, and Web3, I found something in it. I thought this is the new realm of possibilities. I created a Web3 game studio called Zen Republic, and I'm also a founder of NFT project called Rubian. 720 cool people on the blockchain. Anyway, so this is what people in the bubble say. It's kind of like Web3 gaming is the future. Everybody says it is the future, and let's try to find out for what reasons. Why do people even think? Why did I, when I first came into this market, why did I think it's the future? First of all, owning in-game items, right? That's cool. That's what Steam offers as well, right? You could say that, hey, you can also get some items with Steam. You can sell them for Steam dollars, and you can buy new games with it, right? However, what this thing with the blockchain, it's not like you can just get some items and sell them for other games. You can own an item and sell it for whatever else is on the same blockchain, right? You can buy a movie ticket. You can, I don't know, get a check up at a doctor with the money that you sell, right? It's not constrained to game universe. And also, one thing leads to another, right? Then how about we sell those items straight and just kind of work for it? How about that can become the work, right? Why do we need to go to work? Why can't we just go around slaying some dragons, right? Just like in RuneScape, right? People make money in RuneScape and other games. You can make some millions of GP. You need to find a trustable source. You give your GP to that guy in the RuneScape world, and then you pray that he's gonna send you money on PayPal. Right? So this is kind of the principle that how about we cut the middleman out, right? And have this trustable system where you just trade crypto money for items for crypto money, which crypto money can buy other things. So this is kind of the general consensus why people with me as well, we moved to try and make some Web3 games and see if something can come out of it. So how is this revolution thing going so far? What has Web3 managed to create thus far? Actually, the results till now are quite disappointing. And it warrants why there's such a big stigma on Web3 games. So let me just kind of go over it. First of all, gambling. Oh, gambling is so popular. And the thing is that it makes sense that gambling is the first thing to become a popular thing in Web3, because it's the same thing as gaming, just with all the game mechanics cut off, right? It's difficult in itself to create smart contracts. Like creating smart contracts now, in terms of like making Web3 game, creating smart contract now is called backend, and everything that you make on the game side is front end. So it's like creating the game is just half of the work. And so naturally, those who are more interested, of course, in those crypto smart contract side, right? They start making gambling things like famous Fox Flip. You log in with your wallet, right? With your crypto wallet, you can flip a coin. You put in like whatever amount of Solana you want, crypto token you want to put in. You flip a coin on chain. It does some calculations, and you either double it or you lose everything. So it's a very simple thing, right? And you can kind of call it a game because like there's kind of a chance thing and everything. There's like some cute foxy saying, hey, spin, spin, right? And from this is from where the games would grow up. From here, we could like add something that, hey, you first need to shoot 10 zombies and then you earn the coin, right? But to shoot those 10 zombies, to have an opportunity, you need to pay a bit, right? You can abstractize more and more, but underneath all of that, it lies a gambling game. And so it makes sense that gambling is so popular. And those games are the ones that are taking off. Another one is like very cool, GameFi project. Like in the circles of Web3, this is called a game, a game project or gamified experience. But actually, this is just horse racing, the ones that you go to, like to those gambling, those IRL spots, in real life, those spots. You look at the TV screen and there's like some horses running, right? So this is very popular also crypto game as well. It's just that you need to buy the horse as an NFT, and then that horse races for you, and you either win things or you lose, and it's basically the same thing. However, this one is even more rigged, because with those horses, they have stats, and you can, if you pay some money, if you like take care of that horse for a longer time, he grows stronger, so you have better chances of winning. So basically, rich get richer, right? You just get better horses and you win more often. So this is all rigged, but you can see like they're like trying to do something. Like they put it on like a game, maybe some Unity engine or something, and they just put on some crypto mechanics, and they call it a game. So this is what we're dealing with. Another one. Oh, you may, if there's one game you probably know about from of Web3, it's Axie Infinity, and they had the coolest Ponzi. This is what really sparked a lot of teams to try this out themselves. So Axie Infinity is a very kind of a simple pyramid scheme thingy Pokemon game, where to start you need to buy 3 axes. You can see these like cute little Pokemons, right? This is how it kind of goes. So you buy 3 axes to start, and then every day you have like these daily games. You can go to battle against NPCs, 3 against 3 axes against like NPC axes, and you battle like Pokemon. You choose your attack, the attack that your axis does, and you either like win some SPL token. You can see you can win this thing. You can win potions, and with potions, those potions can be used to breed axes. So if you have 2 axes, I think they need to be from different genders, male and female, but I'm not really sure about it. But basically, if you have enough of this token, of this potion, you use it, you burn it basically, and you out of these 2 axes, you create one new one. And that's how kind of the whole circle started to roll. Basically, people started investing in these axes, thinking that, oh, those who have a lot of axes, they're making money by breeding them and then just selling them on the marketplace, right? And they just don't need to do anything. They just buy this potion, and buying this much potion is just going to be not as expensive as buying an axe, right? So they just kind of breed and sell them on the market. So what people thought is that you can get those 3 axes, invest. So like they grew into like insane prices, into like $500 per one axe, like 500 for like this one Pokemon that you just battle with, and you need 3 of them, right? So you need to make like a big $1,500 investment to start playing this game, and each day you would earn potion, which is worth like $50. And so people started calculating, with this much I get $50 a day, blah, blah, blah. I do some calculations. In a month, I'll break even. And then I'll just make $50 a day by just playing some game. Why not, right? But then, it only worked up until there is new people who want to enter. Because just when you have like some sort of downtrend moment, when like crypto, like something bad happens, like some crypto firm says, oh, we've been scamming everybody all along, we've been found, and it's bearish news for the crypto market, right? Then people stop buying these new axes. And then other people get scared, and they start selling off those axes themselves, and all the pyramid just collapses. And those who bought at the very top, so you can see like this is, it kind of grew and grew quite rapidly, I would say. And at one point, it just kind of reached a peak where everybody said like, this is amazing opportunity to buy. And when they did, it worked for a little while, and then it just quickly crashed down into oblivion. And so now there's a lot of people, a lot of projects who want to make a similar project, come in, make some money, do some cool marketing scheme, do some little bit of Ponzinomics and exit. But it's getting a bit harder to do each time. But this is what we're dealing with at the moment. However, there are some cool people who are like, oh no, this is not right. We're not in Web3 for gambling and for money. We need to do something more about the culture and the gaming. We cannot just degrade the gaming to just earning money. And so a fun first movement started. Before that, in the Twitter bios of games, you would have things like play to earn, earn to play, play to earn. Those were kind of the bios, right? And with this movement, what happens, it was kind of, I would say it was 2023. everybody was encouraged to drop these bios and think about like fun first, right? All about the game, all about the game. And so there was also another problem that the bubble was getting even more niche. So like Web3 gaming wasn't attracting new people. It was just like getting those who are into Web3 on the needle to spend money on that. So with this movement, it was also a call to try and get more people from Web2 to understand how cool Web3 is. However, and even to this day, it's trying to achieve it through the similar methods that Web2 games are built upon. So, for example, I'm using this one, Mighty Action Heroes, which is like a very simple like battle royale in browser. Of course, that's a cool thing that you don't need to any Steams or anything. It's just in browser. You open up the website and you just battle royale, play usually against bots, right? And you know, shoot around, get some power-ups, blah, 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 be the last one standing, and you win. And what it decided to do was use Web3 as their niche to grow, right? Saying, oh, we're Web3 games, so immediately they're gonna have some audience who's interested in investing and seeing what is happening. And also, it's available for Web2 people because it does not require to log in with a wallet. So what happened was that now it's getting also quite popular to in the games to not log in with a wallet, because when you log in with a wallet, you already take a lot of people away from you, right? People try to go into your website and they see you need to log in with a wallet. You don't have a wallet, and so you're out because you're too lazy to create one, or maybe you just don't care enough. So now it's possible to sign in with Google. And all other methods as well, like with Discord and Twitter and whatever else. But that kind of destroys a bit of the beauty of Web3, because in this case, when you just kind of play enough games, you would get an NFT as a skin. Right, an NFT will be a skin, and you could maybe sell it on your own. However, with the method that you are logging in with your Google account, that means you do not own this wallet. That means you are logging in with Google. They're using some database. They're creating a wallet for you and holding your keys for you. And you just, like in the database, you just have your email that connects you with that wallet. And if the game just drops, right? If the game is no longer supported, it's not really going to be easy for you to get those assets. And also going with this route of dropping everything that does anything Web3 is also kind of like not exploring whether it's what you could actually do with the crypto side, because those NFT skins, that's kind of become like a popular thing, right? Like abstracting everything and just saying, oh, NFTs are skins. It's actually having an opposite effect, because Web3 people think it's not Web3 enough, and Web2 people are saying, okay, so why not just Steam and Steam items? Why do we need some NFT skins which we don't even own in our wallet? So they're trying to reach everybody, but in the long run, they're not reaching anyone at all. So. And I also did a bit of research. I went in to try and see what do people think about those NFTs and stuff. So you can see there is indeed a real, serious, legitimate use for NFTs. It's to scam people. Oh, this hurts. I've been reading all those, and I didn't find any positive comments about this. And it makes sense. 1 second, let me get a bit of a drink. I'll move the slide as well. And this makes sense, because what those Web2 people are hearing when they're being told NFTs, Web3 game, NFT game, crypto game, what they're hearing is advertisement game, microtransaction game. That's what they're hearing, because if you're marketing your game as a thing that has transactions in it, even like for the devs, like, oh cool, we don't need to attach ourselves to Steams, we don't need any banks or anything, it's like so cool. But for users, when they're hearing Web3, they're hearing you need to pay in this game. So they don't even maybe know at first what the game is about, only that they need to pay for it. So, and this kind of like led me to thinking, what can we do? Like, this is a terrible situation, which it seems to have no way out. Web2 people seem to really hate Web3 games. So I've been trying to do some experiments. Actually, it's really cool to be in Web3 gaming environment, because I don't need to make any hit games. There's a lot of money in grants in like hackathons. They have huge prizes, so I can just go in here, experiment, make some shit games, but find some connections with some important people, and I can survive like this. So I think I'm onto something with a new game, but having been there in this Web3 space opened my eyes to some possible innovations that could really break through the noise and find why Web3 matters, why crypto games are actually gonna be something more than just a scam or a grift. So these are the couple of buzzwords that I have in mind. Those are collaboration, community, culture, and interoperability. And the main aspect of it is when I'm trying to kind of to shill a blockchain to people, right? For whatever case that I have in mind, they always have an argument that is already possible in Web 2, right? Whatever thing, it's really cool to have NFT tickets that you can like use to scan and enter. And they're like, okay, what's wrong with QR codes that we have? What's wrong with those Eventbrites? And it's true. It's true that for any one single thing, Web 2 has all the answers. But where Web 3 secret lies, all the saucy stuff. That is, it's all inside one place. So as an example, I would like to give you like an example. Let's say you're playing some Team Fortress. You're familiar with Team Fortress game? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you must know about it, right? There's a healer class. And there's a bunch of like these games where they have different classes, but I'm just using Team Fortress because one of my favorites. So let's say you decide to play as a medic in that Web3 game. You decide to be a medic. However, you are also a certified medic yourself. So when you go into your work, instead of having like some card that you just like beep beep and open up the door, right? You have your accreditation or your license as an NFT. So that means if you log in with the same wallet to play the game as a medic, because you have an NFT of being a professional doctor, you may have a buff as you can heal more because you are a certified doctor. And the most interesting thing is that you don't need like to have any formal relationship with, let's say, that hospital. You need to come and say, hey, we need to get your assets and try to sync up our databases and have it all working together. Because blockchain is a public record, you just find the collection ID of those medical licenses and just use it in your game, saying that, hey, if you have this NFT from this collection, you have these bonuses. And it's just like a random thing, right? For example, you could do something, hey, if you went to GameOn, you have an NFT of a GameOn that you have participated there. Instead of just like accreditation that you have, right? This one is gonna be kind of useless. I've been collecting them for quite a while, for years, like thinking, oh, this is so cool. I put them up and like, I've been there, right? But with NFTs, what it could do, having been to some event can be part of your personality, or like part of like your whole thing. So maybe let's say some game launches during GameOn, and they can say, now inside a game, whoever has this GameOn NFT, if you go play a game and you have this GameOn NFT, you may be able to unlock some secret door to find some extra level, right? Or something like that. So you can connect a whole lot of different things without needing to talk with any people, just like all using the same database, just the global database. And this is the beauty which is not really being explored. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do a little bit. I made a couple of these experiments which I would like to kind of go through with you, kind of explain my thinking behind it, and maybe you can kind of understand a little bit. So one thing I decided to do was to try and create a game as a content. So game, I didn't want with this game to make any sales. The game is free, but the idea was to monetize everything around the game. So like the game is just a thing that you go play. You don't even need to log in with your wallet. You just go play this Web3 game, and the thing is, the game acts like a marketing thing, right? You play through and then I like this game. This is something I can get behind, and you may be interested into buying our NFTs if we release them. Like as like instead of t-shirts and mugs, we can sell you some other things while giving the game as marketing. So what I have in mind is this game called Founder Dead, where basically a short story, like 20-40 minutes gameplay about an NFT founder who sold out his NFT collection and just died. But like died as in like fake died. He just rugged, basically left stealing all the money. And you are basically the holder who bought a lot of these NFTs, and you're now down bad. All your investments are in the ground. So you decide to kind of to push the marketing and try to bring back the NFT collection so you can sell off again for profit. So it's kind of like this ironic little game about Web3, educational in a way. And so, but there is one little trick which I think can also be a good start for getting people into this Web3 to create their own wallet. So while you can just play through the game without having logged in, you just open up the browser, the game immediately starts playing. If you finish regularly, just like if you beat the game, it says you thank you for playing, bye-bye. However, there is this terminal that you can find while playing. It's kind of like an Easter egg, right? You can find a terminal, and there you talk with this terminal, and it asks you if you would like to log in to this terminal with your wallet. So, and if you decide that you want to, so basically you can just you can ignore it and just leave it, right? And just maybe be the game without it. However, you may decide to log in with your wallet. So if you don't have a wallet, you may be intrigued on like, why is this? What is this thing? Why do I need a wallet? And you may log in. When you log in, it just shows you a green check mark like, yes, you did it. And that's it. However, if you beat the game then, after having logged in, like you did this like secret quest, if you had done it, then when you beat the game, instead of saying thank you, bye-bye, it says, you have logged in, so we have your wallet. We have sent you some tokens that you can use to buy some of our merch or things for free, basically. So like for Web2 people, it's something that just, we learn a bit about the educational side of Web3, and you can also find your way into Web3 without having to pay for anything. And so like this could be like a game that gets people to download a wallet and see what it's possible to do with it. And also I thought about, I didn't manage to implement it. My mind got distracted by other idea, but I also thought it could be fun to do a game as a gallery. You probably know about these NFT artists, right? Who are just like creating art, selling for millions the artworks as NFTs. And so I decided that this game could work nicely as a gallery. So the game could work on its own. That means that you could just play through regularly as is. But inside the game, there may be like these podiums where you could like have like random 3D NFTs placed as like statues, or like something on the wall you would see like a picture, right? And if you walk close by to it, right, a UI can open up and say, hey, actually, this thing is an NFT. If you like what you're seeing, if you like this this vibe, this thing, you may buy it as like a thing, as like a merch, or to support the artist. So the idea would be that I could find, let's say, 10 different artists, get them to create one piece which makes sense within the world of the game, and then launch the game as like this gallery. Because the problem with NFT artists is that when they're launching some NFTs, they go to website, post their art, and just like it disappears inside like the realm of just a whole bunch of it. And this way I can make collaborations with artists, like that's what I mentioned, right? So you can like collab within different industries. So like that could be game and also the art exhibition inside one thing. And we wouldn't need to have any like bureaucracy or anything else. Just getting some ideas of NFTs, what to display and what that you could buy inside. And for the gamer, for the game development, for the game dev, right? It could also be a way to earn a bit, because he's like creating this whole showcase, right? And he can split the money. For example, the artist gets 50% and the creator gets 50%. So you can like make these smaller kind of game as gallery things, and can also like survive without needing of like doing any Steam's creating a game for 2 years, right? Just like something that can benefit some other industry and turn it into a game. So I haven't done this yet, but I think it would be pretty cool. Another thing, game as a campaign. Are you familiar with those like tokens, cat tokens, dog tokens? When people like buying some dog token and they become rich, right? So the tokens is not as simple as you may think. Like it's not easy to have a token make you rich. With a token, you need to work. So, because anybody can create a new token, a new dog or cat in matter of minutes or maybe even seconds. You put in the picture, you write its name, and you just pay a couple cents, and it's on the blockchain. The problem is now that you have like billions of this token, and how do you make it valuable? How do you make it worth something? So what people usually do is they find wallets of different people, of different NFT holders of some collection. So let's say maybe somebody in GameOn as well, they can create some dog token, and they find us because we have our NFTs as GameOn participants, and they can say, hey, everybody who's been in GameOn, check your wallet, you just got some dog token. Okay, and we may sell it or we may keep it thinking it may grow in value. The same thing can be done through a game. So a game could be an experience that doesn't last long. It's like a disposable game. It lasts for like a month or two while the campaign while the campaign is not finished. When it's finished, then it dies. So the game needs to do a couple things. The game needs to build hype so that people think, oh, this is a high quality project, they have their own game, right? They need to reduce supply because if like a lot of people have some tokens and they suddenly disappear, right? You can just go and just destroy your tokens, burn them. The less the supply, the more the value, right? The higher the value of those existing tokens. And also, it's cool to provide mystery. So maybe with those tokens, you can play and win some things that may have some utility later on. So you don't sell those tokens thinking that, oh, something is coming, right? Like a cool marketing trick to like keep some suspense for a token. So this game that I did called Quest of Hat, I partnered up with a token called Dev with Hat, developer with a hat. Dev with Hat token. It was like for the kind of niche token for developers. It was my hackathon project, and it was kind of pretty simple. You just go in, it's grid-based kind of strategy in a way. You every time you kind of move with an arrow, you just basically move one tile, and you need to look for hat fragments. Like there's the radar, which like beeps the closer you get to like some hidden hat fragment. Once you find it, it kind of like lights up. If you collect the whole 4 fragments, you win like cool NFT of hat legend, cool hat legend or something. So yeah, and also a little bit like every move that you make uses up energy, and you can also find things like Zen soda. You can like touch some grass to get more energy and continue. And so this did one very important thing. To play this game, you need to pay a bit of that Dev with Hat token. So and those like this certified Dev token. Like if you win the game, you get this special token, which may have some utility later on. So for the players, if they want to play, they need to pay with a bit of that Dev with Hat token. And if they lose based on like their score, they may get a bit of it back, but and all the rest of it is burned. And the game works as like a mechanism to burn tokens, right? Get them out of the supply and turn them into something, a mystery, right? So people are losing the tokens which have some value to get something that is unknown value, and hopefully that can be even something bigger. And when all those certified Dev tokens are finished, where everybody minted all of them, the game basically says goodbye. This was a marketing campaign. And they just you can move on to do other things. So this game also, like, you don't need to spend years in it. Like, it takes like a month or two to set everything up in place. You find some token who wants to run some campaign like that. They pay you, like 10K to create some game like this. Or maybe they pay you like a bunch in token, right? And you can just get your payment in token, and then, hey, and you think that, guy, this game is gonna be very cool, right? So I don't even want to ask for any money for this. Token is gonna be good enough because this game is gonna be very bullish, and I can sell my tokens for whatever amount of money. But anyway, this is like also an option without creating a Ponzi scheme. It's just like a disposable game. And also, one more game that I haven't tried to make myself because it's quite a big effort. I think it will be quite a big effort, and that is game as a bridge. So is basically the way it would go. Like, I still haven't made it because there's not too many like game developers in general, or those who are, they're like building their own games. And I think I may be able to kind of create something in a small scale. But basically what I'm thinking is that we're using Web3, different developers can make their own games on even different platforms, and they can all together make the same game. So for example, my game would last, I don't know, like 10 minutes of gameplay, right? I created some stupid little level, right? I wanted maybe to do like a game jam. I spent a weekend making some game, and I'm like, 10 minutes of gameplay, it's fun, it's cool, right? But you don't have any future for it. What about if in that 10-minute game, when you win it, you get some key, right? You beat the boss or whatever in that game or whatever it is. Maybe you walk through the level successfully, you get a key. And that key is a crypto token on the same blockchain. So maybe you find other game devs in that game jam and say, hey, I like your game as well. Why don't you make a game like, well, this game I really like. Why don't you use this key as an entrance to enter your game as like a level 2? So that would mean, of course, you can like you can like make a very simple thing, which is like connecting unconnected games, or you may like think of something. Maybe we have like little meetings and say, hey, how about you do this? Like, so we're on the same kind of, on the same vision, in making basically the same game while making different games. So the tokens could be things that connect through the games. So let's say both of these games are on the web browser. So what you would do is like you collect a key, you get your prize that is in your wallet, and then what you would do is you press continue or something, and by pressing continue, you would just pop up a new website link, maybe in a new tab or in the same tab, which would load up this game. And if you just open this game without anything, you would not be able to open this gate, because opening this gate needs this key. Like it says copper key, it doesn't like show it very nicely, but you need a key to open this up. So if you beat the level 1, you come to the next game and you try to open it up, and then you continue on the level 2. And this way you can see like they can be like, the games can be in completely different art styles, they're completely different platforms, but being made on the same blockchain connects them by something inside. This is a very simple approach, just like a little key. And I'm pretty sure you guys could like find many more interesting use cases. So yeah, this is just like a couple of things on my mind. I hope it was interesting. I hope you learned something. And yeah, so like a couple of things I noticed. Think small, create soul, very important, not think about the money, but the soul. Foster culture, drive adoption, give, not take. So these are a couple of things I learned over the years. And thank you very much for listening. And I'm Tumosa. Follow me and follow Rubian's VR to see what's up in Web3, what the future holds. Thank you.
Great, thanks a lot. Yeah, if we have, we can do a couple of, yeah, we're good with time. We can do a couple of questions if we have. Yes, I'll no, for the record, we need a mic.
I'll continue our talk in the text bar. Look, so yeah, a lot of examples of blockchain, but the same thing you said can be done and done already on the Web 2, let's say, stuff, and all this like cards. There are databases who collects a lot of events in one place. And second thing, the game as a bridge. You know Warhammer franchise, you know Tuka games, they all connect in some Easter eggs, and you can open other game like from that stuff. So Web3 is not like important in that case.
It is making things much like that's the thing. You can have like some Web 2 service or something that connects through some achievement or something, but you could also a thing that maybe the keys become discontinued, right? And maybe with the key, you can just I don't know. Maybe some artist creates some NFT collection. You can say, hey, now you can use this key to, instead of opening up level 3, you can now mint this free NFT with it. So you can like do just like it enables you to do more by doing like the same amount of work. It becomes like, you know, a global thing that you can find more use cases than just like opening something. You know what I mean?
Communities there are like in all gaming types, because let's say Skyrim, it's like been community built, I don't know, for 20 years now, you know, and they all add some Easter eggs from previous games. So the studio does nothing for that, but the community continues, but it's Web 2 game. I mean that if game is finished, it's finished. But if there is community, it doesn't important. It's Web 2 or Web 3, they will continue.
I don't quite understand about the community part of this.
You said like you can, like if some artist will take the key, it will transfer to another, let's say, game or something like that.
It can not be a game. Like maybe like somebody
like
decides.
In Web 2, it can be the same thing. They can take the story and write a book, you know, or some comics.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of more work included into it. Maybe the same thing with the key. You can like go find in the GameOn some vending machine, and you put your card up, and because you have a key, it opens up, you get a free drink or something. And you don't need like to talk with GameOn or anything. You just bring your own vending machine, and like, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be like a game thing.
A QR code.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, QR code is also a separate technology. You would need like to get some Eventbrite or whatever QR code. Like, there's different things, you know. And with the blockchain, with one key, you can do multiple things at once. So that's kind of the whole point.
But you need to program the front end of the blockchain too.
So somebody needs to program it, but then once it's done, everybody can use it. Like it just takes one guy to like say, hey, I'm making a startup that does this thing. But once you do it, you can then put it anywhere.
Yeah, let's take Eventbrite. The platform already done. You can easily create event and add additional bonuses.
Yes,
Like
yes.
on smart contract.
No, it's very cool you're starting the discussion, but discussion, actually, that's a good, promo for discussion. At 5, like next after this, in the 5.1 hall, we're continuing Web3 topic with discussion. So Remigius is already in the mood of discussing, so I wanted just to save a bit of time, because for some people maybe you'll want to continue with the topic, so you will need to move to that hall. But yeah, if we have like one or two questions, and then we will, move.
Yeah, so that will be like a question and contra argument to that person. Why you didn't mention about possibility to have like game asset, which can be used in multiple games? Because in Web2, I didn't see that yet. For example, just a simple thing, and I think I already mentioned in different places, platforms. For example, I always take as an example CSGO. So now CS2. You have a weapon skin, but you will never, ever, ever be able to use exactly same skin with same item in Call of Duty or Battlefield. For example, in Web3, that thing already exists. It's already in use. And also your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so of course what I didn't mention is out of scope. It's a whole another thing with like those interoperable items. Maybe I would put it this way. It's much easier to make interoperable skins. This is, I think, is gonna happen first. It's already kind of in the process. Are you familiar with like VTubers, streamers who are like using like these kind of avatars, right? So this is what's already kind of happening in some sense, that you can have an NFT of this avatar. An avatar comes in a special format called .vrm. You probably know like .obj, .fbx, right? Those like 3D model formats. There's one special called .vrm, which means a humanoid avatar. So it has like bone structure, it has like those eye shapes and everything. So some games already have this capability, and also like, the most important thing about VRMs is that they can be loaded dynamically in games. So when you create your own game, and if you want to have this like interoperability element into it, what you would do is you would like, instead of using like a regular avatar, you would use like this like VRM template, like this template of a like bone structure, right? So if let's say you have like some way to like load in for people to log in with their wallets and they want to use their own skins, you could allow to do it. Like you choose that skin, you load up your NFTs, and one of your NFTs says, hey, it has this VRM avatar inside its metadata, so you can load it in and become that avatar. So you can like play all those like whatever Tekken, you can cook something or whatever, like different games you can play as that avatar. And this is going to be very important because as this VTubing thing is growing, those VTubers are starting to actually live in those worlds. Like they interact. Like some people like donate some bits or something, they drop from the sky and they like dance in them, right? So they will only eventually play the games that can allow them to be themselves that same avatar in that game. They would not play other games, right? Because it drops the immersion. And from this comes the interoperable items. They're very complicated. There is some work done on this, but it's like very niche and like very nerdy. So interoperable items, like what you're saying with CSGO, it works if you just you need them to have this game on the same platform using the same scripts, and it's complicated stuff.
Yeah, and exactly. For example, like different like CS:GO, Battlefield, they use different databases. But what I had in mind, not even with the model itself as an NFT, but just as a key. You have one key, and for example, on blockchain, we have all the games. It's not like closed database.
Yeah, so something like key would work. Something that doesn't really like that. I know, like a gun, right? For a gun, you need like to script it up to shoot things out of it, right? But a key works. Also, like statues would work. For example, in a game, let's say you're playing some Animal Crossing or something with NFTs. So you let's say have out of that game. Remember, out of the gallery that I showed you, that you can play a game and like buy some statue NFT. Maybe you can then have your own Animal Crossing world, and in your house you can because you logged in with your NFT, you place that sculpture on there because it doesn't need anything extra. And that interoperable items of this kind is already kind of in progress, and their data is basically their pickup point. All they share is a pickup point. So like a point on which, like I say in the VR, you would take an item, and this is that point on which you grab it. So there are already some things that can unite them, and it's kind of in progress, but very still niche case. Check interoperable items, that can lead you to this. If
Yeah, only one more thing. So, for example, even though you have like Bored Apes Yacht Club, some kind of NFT, and I'm even without asking them, I can use that contract, for example, that specific NFT, that in my game you will have some, I don't know, Bored Ape running around without any permission, without nothing. And in Web2, it's impossible.
Yes, this is a very good point. I should have probably mentioned that as well. So this is the way to bring audience, because all these games, all their marketing is basically finding different people and asking them to wishlist the game, right? Wishlist this, oh, please wishlist. And this is a very good point. There are NFT collections, like active communities that have their own brand, you know, they're like rocking the merch, being on Twitter saying, yo, we're so cool, we're this and that, this cool collection. So what you could do is when you make a game, you can already have some community standing behind you, right? Because for them, it's important to have their brand spread, right? And find more interesting use cases. And for you, what matters is that you want to have some people who play your game and market the game. So what you would do is then say that, hey, in this game, if you log in and you have this Bored Ape or whatever NFT, you're playing as this super special character with maybe some shining hair or something, and you're being very cool there. And so what's going to happen then is that those NFT holders are going to come into the game, they're going to play and say, hey, look how cool we are, our brand just got into this cool game. And so both of them win. Game developer wins, and also the community for the NFT wins. So you can like already target some communities based on who the people would like to attract, and you don't need like to kind of just put money into ads and hoping that somebody's gonna buy the game. So this is a very good point. Thank you for reminding me about it.